you need your player to really want to play Lion nowadays. And like,
surely that's not hard. I mean, this hero, it's a great hero. You got a huge ult that you're just blowing people up with. What, you're telling me that these pros, they don't want to play Lion?
Yeah, pretty much. Because, you know, you need the right lane to be able to be strong. You need a blink dagger to be online, to be super disruptive. Your initiation, you need the follow-up. Like, there's a lot of things that need to go right in a Lion game. And I think these quicker, skirmishing, backline jumping heroes, Lion, sure, can be very good against it, but if you don't have the right lineup, it can also go wrong. So I think people just don't want the Lion. Again, like, if you have a Lion player who's like some god, you'll probably be calling it every time. I know, like, at least the China region, there's always going to be the Lion specialist there.
Yeah.
But it's always a bit weird. You'd expect Lion to be always good with multiple lockdowns in these quicker fights. You'd think Lion should fare well, but I think just the time it takes to go from non-blink dagger to blink dagger might be the biggest issue in the hero.
I mean, overall as well, you know, we heard from the panel, they did like what DGG was doing here. Do you sort of agree, or do you maybe think that EU Rejects has got something that could cause issues for DGG this game?
I think they've got a quite nice lineup to deal with the kind of the Lycan, but my one concern for them is simply, all right, lane's going easily, is you got this like Lifestealer Warlock into Viper. I've checked the stats as well. Like, Viper has fared great against both of these heroes. It's not as if it's like these are counters, but I think the lanes for EU Reject should be relatively okay. And if you hit this timing of Lycan running around plus the Lifestealer, you survive through the Rupture, there could be some damage issues potentially on DGG. But again, it's early days. I think just we'll have to see from the lanes and how well this Marcy Viper does in bot lane.
Let's see how much they can pressure this Lifestealer. And top lane. Yeah, I mean, it'd just be interesting to see how much Lion can do in the lane. As I said, we haven't seen it at all. Now, I pretty much, I mean, this is the first time we've seen it picked in this region, this tour, right? I am going to quickly go divisions, right? Nobody else has picked Lion.
I'm going to quickly just double check and see who actually has been playing Lion, because it really is a rare pickup.
Like, for sure, maybe in other regions, but in EU, I don't think we've seen any of it.
All right, so Lion has had a total of 14 games picked in all regions.
In all regions, yeah.
And I believe that is mainly due to China. Yeah. It's China, South America, and SEA. They're the top 3 regions that pick it.
Not had it at all over it.
Nope. So it's been picked once in NA. Yeah, this is actually, I think, the first time in EU that we get to see Lion. And this is a pos 5 Lion as well. So everything about the getting the blink dagger timing will be a little bit less. And like, this is, when I see this Lion, it's a really great game just for like the Lifestealer matchup, because Lifestealer is always a hero that you want to play on rage, you want to play on the fact that you are tankier. But if you have this quick Hex initiation followed up by someone else, kind of can get 100 to 0 pretty well. Void Spirit is going to be one of the better heroes to help combo up with the Lion here. Again, I'm honestly just excited to see how Lion does fare in EU at least.
So far on the lanes, he's really having, even top lane Chessie's not doing too bad at all. There's not really any core that's having a super tough time here on these first few waves.
Yeah, you've got the Lifestealer into Viper, so you're not going to really have pressure there. You've got this Windrunner able to easily kite out and annoy the Lion. So yeah, laning wise, everything's very even, I think, early on. I think if there's a support that oversteps their mark, especially in bot lane, if Warlock ever goes too far, instantly going to die to a massive Viper. Vipey, yes. I'm still waking up, Owen, I'm sorry.
I mean, and of course, support-wise as well, Warlock. We haven't had that many games with Warlock, have we?
No. We had a sprinkling, but not a lot. The thing is,
what do you sort of feel about Warlock at the moment?
I think a lot of people expected it to be better than it was just because of the whole salve thing, but that's just the byproduct of the patch. Like, oh, gotta pick healing now, we got no salves. But yeah, I honestly don't mind the hero, just still a little bit slow. The ultimate, the fact that it's on some, what is it, 170-second cooldown, it will always make the hero feel quite bad. And unless you have this like snowballing lineup that just plows through the game using your shard and the hill, that would do pretty well. Warlock also, he's had a pretty decent showing in regards to pick, but like 40 games out of all the regions, 47 games, but yeah, still not as many of others. We've had over, was it, 444 games played, so less than 10% showing from Warlock, or around 10% actually.
See top, Should have got the damage here with the combo, but no, not quite enough to allow them to dive. And in fact, Loading's got to be a bit careful himself. Power shot will miss though, and that actually gives chance for Pleb to just turn and take down Tanner. So first blood will go the way of Pleb, and also Loading looks like he'll be able to run from this. The Wolves, they could continue to chase him down. He doesn't look like they want to continue the chase here. Might have had a chance though, right, to kill him, or you don't think so? I guess stun was back up.
Oh, now he does.
Now that the stun's been used, they'll get the Wolves back in, and indeed Chesty will make sure that he does clean up that kill.
I'm sure Xanax is pretty annoyed with that one. The fact that he rotates over to the line, uses the toss, and then the Wolf gets the last hit. Oh. The mid-tiny really wanted to get that kill. But no, laning-wise, yeah, really good start for DGG. Everything's CSing, everyone's doing really well. And that's the thing with EU Rejects lineup, is they hit this timing of grouping a little bit earlier than DGG, but their ability to fight in lanes is a lot weaker, right? You got a Lycan, you got a Lifestealer, very passive style heroes, even the Warlock. So it's less about getting kills in lane, they are just going to exist. And it's more emphasis on DGG to use their heroes to pack that little bit more punch. Like, you got Lion, Bloodseeker, right? Stun into Blood, right? You've got Marcy Viper, dispose into just right clicks from the Viper. Like, there's so much kill potential on DGG, and they kind of need to find it a bit more. Like I mentioned, yeah, EU Rejects very much just a passive lineup until they hit Tiny Blink plus probably Helm of the Dominator or Overlord on Lycan, and that's when they're just going to group up and just try and run through the lack of team fight DGG has.
See bottom lane now that the levels have come in, it's Onemi's able to do a fair bit of damage. I will try and turn, but it will be J4 taken out there.
Oh, he just died.
And top lane, Pleb, he'll go in for the kill, and he'll get it. Dives under the tower, takes out Chesty. See if he can make it out. If he's not got enough mana for a TP, so he's going to have to hide for quite some time, or he's cut his way back to safety. Ooh, the power shot does hit. And
no! Oh, okay, that's fine. That's good. That's fine.
You think he's all right with that one?
That was yeah.
The tower.
Yeah. I mean, if the catapult didn't die, he would have run through.
Yeah.
But still, it's not as if there was any resources, right? The line has one tango, no salves available, so I kind of think dying pre-Lycan returning, yeah, is perfectly fine. It just looked kind of funny because he was trying to juke the entire time.
See in the mid, MTD has had a slight lead here against Xantic, and also that dangerous rune in his bottle definitely having the potential to set something up soon here for him if he wants to make a move. Hasn't got a TP on him right now. It's coming out to him on the courier. But of course, TP and a DD rune on a Void Spirit can make for some very scary side lane action.
And the key disparity here, because Void Spirit got the 6-minute rune, full mana, full HP farming mid, Tiny's running back to base because he didn't have any mana, so he's going to have to TP back to potentially mid lane or the side lane. And if he go back to mid, Void Spirit's going to have this ability to play the entire map with his TP and this DD rune. So yeah, now Xantic shows he has no, he just used his TP. Once this Void Spirit's back up with his, it's going to be potentially that fight across the map. Because no matter what lane he goes to, they're going to die, right? Marcy or the Lion, they're set up in the side lanes. Void Spirit's a very scary hero.
Yeah, maybe one of the reasons now, Chesty, he's headed back into the triangle.
Oh, there's that.
He's going to go for the movement up top, but there's that lane ward down, so it could be difficult to get into this lane and catch DGG by surprise.
Yeah, he runs to top, then goes, no, let's not go for the kill, instantly moving back. But yeah, nice ward there from Lodine. Would have scouted this out. Or just tanking the rupture.
Well, just going to put the stick charge. We'll give him enough to run out the blood right. Turns with the shotgun on a power shot. Of course, as that stun comes to an end, Pleb will be able to finish off another kill here. Already 3 kills here for the Bloodseeker top.
Yeah, now, like I mentioned at the start about the drafts of the grouping, right? If you're not able to play your lanes, you never get to your earlier timing. So yeah, DGG feeling very comfortable with how the laning phase has gone. And if they all just buy up like one cheap item and go fight together, it's going to be a scary game.
See mid. Gonna look for the setup. MNC, he's in with the gank. Gives that extra bit of control and damage to be able to take down a Xantic. Of course, another power rune secured once again for MTD.
My delight.
As they'll look to make a fast move with this DGG, smoking on their way back towards the top lane.
Tanner breaks it.
So Chesty showing back up to the lane. Rupture will be back in 5 seconds, so Chesty's got to be careful here.
Oh, this ward doing so much for DGG.
They're going to have to set up. There's the rupture. There's nowhere for him to run. He'll try and run. In fact, with the TP backup, they might just be able to keep that man alive. Because Chesney, he'll be able to hold his position. EU Rejects turning up in style as they take out the 2 supports and keep their Lycan protected.
Just perfect reaction, right? The speed in which Exantic TP'd into that lane, the Ava, the toss killing off the line. They need one extra little bit of control to keep Chessie in proximity, but unable to do that. Yeah, nice little return. I was worried for EU Rejects that DGG were going to start snowballing with this line, Marcy rotation, get a kill top, move to mid, but finally Exantic gets them entering into the game.
Oh, they want to try and defend this DGG. They're coming in with the mass TPs. See what they can do to stop this. As owned me, he'll show himself. EU Rejects, they'll just start running straight towards him. The tower's been taken out. DGG, they need more here if they want to try and take this team fight. Here's MTD, jumps in with a burst, will be able to clear out Xantic. They've lost MNC in return. Stun from Lodi now on towards Tanner. Tanner's continuing to try and stay on top of Omi. Will be able to line up the shackle shot into the power shot. So it'll be a 2 for 2 for now. Chesty seeing if he can bring down more. And they do have control. And Lodi, they'll try and hide. Chesty wants to at least bring down the line. And in fact, with the backup of Shat, they should be able to find at least the one. MTD himself is also rather low on the mana. See if he's got any ways out of this. He's got the phase boots. So it might be a little too fast for Shat to stay on top of. And indeed, MTD's just going to opt for the TP out. So DGG, they turn up for the fight there, but not necessarily a big win at all. In fact, if anything, it ends up being sort of straight even there. Sort of a 3 for 3 trade behind the tower.
Yeah, it feels more like a win for EU Rejects, just because they're able to at least pack a punch. But of course, because of how well the lanes went, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day for DGG. They can kind of wipe that one away. Like, look at the net worth. Your Void Spirit, he didn't die in that fight. He actually cleaned up a couple kills. Still top net worth. Bloodseeker, 5k gold. So sure, you get a tower from EU Rejects. I think you have to be mindful, though, if you are DGG, that this Lifestealer, Lycan, the chase down that they can provide, the fact that you don't have the best stuns in teamfight, if you are in the wrong position, EU Rejects can just run over you.
See mid.
Everything.
It's not enough to lock him down straight away. Chesty was looking to chase, but with the 2 astral steps, MTD's out of there. So MNT is well able to swing in and give that movement speed boost to Loading, making sure that DGG don't lose any heroes here. They may lose the tower, though. The push coming in big time from EU Rejects, so they continue to move around the map as a unit and take these tier 1 towers.
It's kind of the only play that they can do right now, right? We just saw how the lack of control they had wouldn't allow them the damage to kill Void Spirit. So their response is, okay, just take the tower, keep farming up.
On the shackle shot. Don't catch MTD. He nearly gets taken out. In fact, he does get clipped by the Fatal Bond, so he's got to be a bit careful here. See MNC try and stand his ground with the Xantic. Xantic goes with the TP out, but Pleb will be in time to take him down. Of course, that damage from the Fatal Bonds did mean that MTD still ended up falling. Shackle. That's a beautiful one from Tanner over to the 2 heroes. They'll be able to get MNT as well. Meanwhile, deep sort of in enemy lines there, Chesty, it's rather far across the map, does get taken down solo by Only.
What a weird game so far. It's like EU Rejects kind of throw bodies into engagements and then kind of sometimes find kills, sometimes find objectives. Meanwhile, DGG just farming up the entire time.
Yeah, I think all in all, whilst DGG do have the lead, EU Rejects for a team as we saw before the game, we've said that they're going to go their separate ways. It's not a bad start from them at all. We're seeing coordinated moves still come out.
Of course.
And, this is not going to be an easy one for DGG.
Also helped in that fight, Tanner was able to snipe the Void Spirit with an additional power shot at the very end. So that was kind of the clutch play of the fight so far. I know, nice, finally. Some aggression from DGG. Oh, okay. They smoked under a ward. All right, nice. Nice D ward from DGG. But I still feel with their lineup, like every time there's no Golem or no Lycan, they can be crossing the river looking for a fight. Like, you've got this Witchblade on the Void Spirit. You even have the smaller plays like the Rebound on the Lion. Like, you can, if Lycan does ult, the double move speed from these heroes, you can kind of disengage. J4 is going to tank up the smoke in bot lane.
He's looking pretty dead here.
Oh, he is juking. Right.
All right, dodges the blood right, dodges the stun.
Hexes himself. Double hex.
And then the follow-up hex from Lodi. And they will get him. See, at the same time, a smoke up from EU Rejects. They know that And with that move from DGG down bottom, maybe a bit of a chance that they can find a core on their own this side of the map.
It's really nice positioning though from Onmi and top, hugging the tree line, not even farming jungle. Everyone else is playing quite defensively, not allowing an opportunity for EU Rejects to find the kill. Atlantic, he's picked up the Blink Dagger. He really wants to find an initiation.
So if they can get the angle here for the Shackle, they can't quite. TD, he's actually ready to jump back in. He'll go over the combo over towards Atlantic. Atlantic getting low, and with the finger, they'll burst through him. Atlantic out of the fight.
Just missing a little bit of damage there. Chessie, how far away is he from the Helmet Overlord? Okay, a recipe away. To me, that kind of feels like the timing you're looking for in EU Rejects. Having this Ancient creep plus the Lifestealer running around together, fighting in. You have a Golem. They'll probably look for a big fight outside Roshan and look to get the Aegis themselves. So DGG need to be mindful of that. That's why they're kind of sweeping through their jungle now. Tana currently playing underneath a ward. Baiting with the illusion though.
See them go for Onmi, but backup is here between MNT and MTD. They'll drop the Golem. MNT should be dead. So if they can do anything more off the back of this, but Pleb's turned up and he's ready for the fight. As that'll be Chessie, caught at the front. He's gone. We'll see Loading try for the chase, but Azantic will jump back in with the combo to take him down. Might put his own life at risk though for this, as Pleb and MTD, they're focusing him down. Azantic will fall. Another kill here for Pleb.
Just to give some context, that Onmi and Tana did used to play on the same team. What was it called again? Oh. Can't remember the team name now. Damn.
Well, they are. Well, Tana last time round was on...
I'm checking. I should know this. No, it was an open qualifier team like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Evil Corporation. There we go. Evil Corporation. Evil Corp. They were like the screen squad of the EU. Always playing open qualifiers. Never qualifying, but doing pretty well. It only took until the last couple of years where at least Onmi pivoted away from that and actually found a pretty decent team. Same for Tana, of course, having the nip days. The net worth just continues to grow for DGG.
Yeah, this Bloodseeker's going to be huge, Pleb.
Yeah, EU Rejects, they just can't really punish at any point. The concept of the lineup is about grouping and fighting together under the pressure of the Windrunner Shard, the Lycan ult, and everyone just swarming throughout the map. But again, the lanes didn't go so well, so now they're just kind of playing recovery. And it feels even worse because you don't have this pick-off potential. Sure, you have a Tiny, but the lack of follow-up damage is really hindering their ability to take some of these earlier fights.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I don't care.
See what they can do about this push. MTD taking out the tower with the TD. They'll try and jump in. Atlantic goes in, but immediately gets caught by the Remnant, and they blow him up the finger. As Atlantic taken down, Tana also caught by a follow-up Remnant from MTD. Chad, they'll have to jump inside Chessie to try and get out of safety, but Chessie's thinking about getting aggressive. We'll be able to back off in time before the stun comes in. But not quite an opportunity for EU Rejects to fight and defend as much as they did look to posture themselves for. And now J4 nearly getting caught, but Remnant not quite getting him.
MTD styling a little bit there on Atlantic with the Remnant, preparing for the tiny jump. So as soon as he jumps in, gets caught by the Remnant, gets to counterplay, disengage. We've got to see the value of line there. Nice little finger, bam. Of course, 600
He's got a couple of stacks already loaded. Yeah, he's happy.
He's having a pretty chill game so far. Like, this is the perfect... Okay, we're going to see the highlight here. So he has the Remnant behind the tree preemptively. So as soon as Tiny jumps in, gets caught by it. So yeah really nice setup for MTD.
Because you don't see that at all, right?
No.
If you're the Tiny, you see the Void Spirit, but you're not going to see it. So that tip of the Remnant pull with the Void Spirit.
His body was also covering it as well, right? So
that was very, very sweet setup.
Also, I don't know how it works in Fog. If the Remnant shows if you don't see... I'm sure you'd see the tip of it as well, actually. But yeah, just really nice stuff from MTD. You don't see a lot of Void Spirit players actually making that style of bait, because often you're not the one hitting the tower, to be fair, but in this scenario, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, covering yourself with a Remnant like
I could see that being used in future, where like Void Spirits have that exact setup on, let's say, like a Tiny hitting the tower, or even any other hero in that position. Really just heads-up play from MTD. Net worth. 1,000 gold away from Aghanims on the Void Spirit. It's going to get even more difficult and difficult to take a fight. And the weaknesses we mentioned about Warlock, not seeing him too much compared to other supports. We're seeing it here in these games with the enemy team skirmishing non-stop, poking and prodding. Your golems for such a long cooldown.
See Pleb.
He has Infest though.
They're going to drop the golem. And indeed, with that dropped and they invest into the creep, as DGG having to back off from this. MNT will get left behind. Pleb's able to TP out. But EU Rejects very much prepared for that. A little bit of a bait.
A little bit, yeah. And that's the saving grace for EU Rejects, is at least for them, in regards to carry matchup, Lifestealer is one of the better heroes against Bloodseeker because you have the Infest to get away from the Rupture. You then have your Rage to deal with the Bloodright. I feel like in later portions of the game, a farmed Bloodseeker, of course, can just kite around the Lifestealer, kill everyone else, and Lifestealer just doesn't have the mobility to keep up. But if it is just that one-on-one duel, Lifestealer fares decently well. Just EU Rejects, they need to try and find fights where they can keep it contained enough that Lifestealer can pump out some damage, and he's still a couple items away. What has he only got right now? His Armlet about to complete, I think that was the Desolator. Still, I feel, yeah, one item from being really potent. Ooh, and DGG just going straight for the Roshan now. No golem equals go fight. We need to wait another 100 seconds for golem to be available. The EU Rejects, they have to contest this. They can't allow a snowball and skirmishy lineup to get a free Aegis.
But it just seemed like DGG very much respecting what EU Rejects can do, even when they don't have the golem. They're being careful about how they commit around the pit. They're backed off, they're smoked up. They need a kill first.
Oh, MTD actually did see the smoke there. Both teams posturing.
MTD. He's looking for the jump. He's straight in. He gets the silence down to the three of them. The Remnant will grab back at Xantic, and Xantic in trouble. They'll try and retreat here, but another jump forward with the Astral Step. There's going to be a Xantic out of the fight, and Pleb with the BKB popped. He's ready for a bit of a cleanup. A buyback will come out from J4. Chesty able to run away with his ultimate. See Tanner actually trying to get back in on top of Pleb as Pleb BKB comes to an end, but MNT is in with the dispose, grabs back Tanner. Be a third kill here for DGG.
Watching the Lifestealer in this fight, just inside the Thunderhide the entire time, like, guys, I'm not really going to do anything here. Massive Axe reveal though from MTD. Picked it up instantly as soon as he gets it under the cover of smoke. Surprises EU Rejects. If there wasn't an Axe there, perfectly fine for them. They've defensively positioned, they'll turn it around with a stun, but no. You silence 3 heroes, lay it with a Bloodright on top. You don't get to see any of the impact of the Radiant side. MTD 6-1-7, having a near perfect game, it feels like.
Now, of course, for EU Rejects, that was without the golem. J4, he's got the ult back up now.
Gotta make it worth it. If you whiff this golem, you're giving away your Aegis. A lot of pressure on Warlock. Gonna hit a 3-4-man bonds. That's a pretty hearty golem on top of that. There's also the potential that EU Rejects can just go into the pit themselves. They have a Desolator, they have the Drum, of course the Vladzora from the Overlord. A lot of ways for them to go Roshan themselves if they want to be a little bit more daring. Or if they saw someone else on the side of the map, but no, instead, look for the fight, of course. Everyone's here.
See if they can catch him by surprise. And Xantic, he's in. He'll go straight towards loading. They drop the golem. They've taken out the line, but it's Xantic again. He's in deep, and he's gone. They'll take him down. Silence catches onto Shad. Shad's in trouble. He's got no way to play there. Silenced up by MTD. Dispose as well. Catches Chesty on the attempted retreat. He might still be able to get himself out of here with the speed that he has. That's 2 of their cores down and out of the fight immediately.
Look at Lodine. He's all by himself. 1v2 in the supports. Buying time for the rest of his team to come in. Oh, Phony had an extra, a little bit caught on his stun there.
I mean, that was the fight with the golem. It didn't quite go anywhere close to how EU Rejects would have wanted it to. They don't get anything. They lose 2 cores and they'll lose Roshan here to DGG.
Yeah, it's the difficulty, right? This line, That's only 1100 HP, give or take, but still. Your Tiny jumps in, isn't able to kill him off instantly.
Didn't they? Yeah.
And then, of course, you then have the Golem on top, plus the power shot. That's a lot of your kind of earlier damage, at least. Your lifestealer isn't able to enter the fight, gets clipped by a silence, instantly dies. Like, there's a little bit of disconnect within EU Rejects in how they start a fight. Their fights, if you're reaching, if you're blinking away, the rest of your team can't really get in as quick at this point in the game. So yeah, just Tiny going in so quickly, it didn't allow for the rest of the team to set up. And of course, it did look like a pretty good initiation. But fighting in that dire jungle, fighting around that outpost, only killing a support, after using all your big spells, the buyback's just going to turn the fight around and everyone's just going to easily fight you there. Yeah, so unfortunate for EU Rejects a little bit. If you had the Echo Saber complete, then of course, by himself, he'd have killed the Lion. Maybe the spells have been used a little bit differently. Just a byproduct of how hard the game has been so far. But still, they're posturing in a way that they don't want to concede any of the map.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nice Zantic. We'll find loading here. Now we've got the creep wave pushing up, so could try for a bit of a poke onto the tier 2.
Yeah, this is going to be the theme of the game, it feels now. If you ever die, the Lycan, the Tiny, the Lifestealer, they're going to be able to eat through your towers, right? So if you play around and away from the fighting capability to DGG, towers will fall. It's relatively quick, at 5-6 seconds.
Of course, DGG, they'll get the trade bottom. EU Rejects, do they want to keep this push going? Looks like they might just do so. They're going to have Golem back up, is level 2.
It feels more like a force them back to base type play.
Okay.
Get a couple of TPs. MTD did just show mid. But yeah, just force them back to base and then concede this top part of the map. Doing this play basically opens up the bottom side to some degree.
This will hasten my foot.
As long as DGG don't instantly then smoke back down into the bottom side of the map and find these kills. But yeah, pressuring top. A little bit of breathing room for EU Rejects. They just need to find their farm.
MTD. Oh, they got him with the avalanche, but the silence was there in time, so not able to do anything further.
Oh, and this is the value of the Lion. Lifestealer has to go to Lincoln's now because he's afraid of that blink initiating Hex.
It's going to take him a bit more time, and already DGG, they're hunting for the action.
J4 very aggressively positioned on his Warlock.
Oh, they're going to go straight for Zantic. They catch him at the front with the finger. He's taken down. We'll be able to clean up loading in return, but you can see already Pleb is looking for the opportunity to start a bit of a clean-up himself. He's taking quite a bit of damage there from the summons and such. You see the Golem now drop. That's going to cause the death of MNT. So EU Rejects may have lost to Zantic, but they'll certainly be able to put a stop to the fight and hold back DGG.
J4, he really didn't want to use Golem as well. There's like a meaty 4-man Golem. It's like, no. We need to make sure we use this correctly, and he eventually does use it, but yeah, only losing supports for DGG. Quick reset and go again. Golem's on cooldown. They have to be kind of careful. Like, a couple more of these like throwaway deaths and you eventually get the net worth back, right? Like, the Lycan potentially soon is going to overtake the Viper. The Lifestealer is like eking his way back up. If EU Rejects can get tanky enough, then you can brush off the skirmishing capabilities of DGG. And you can never really count out this Radiant lineup. Sure, it has a lot of disadvantages in regards to pick-off potential and kind of just map presence, but their ability to run down a lane is very potent. Oh, and a Lotus Orb pick up on Warlock. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they get
a lot of single target stuff from DGG that they rely on. You throw that on your lifesteal, he's going to play with a little bit more confidence. No, I like this pickup from J4. The refresher, a little bit ambitious, but if he gets there, woo! Big fan of this pickup. How long for that? 20 seconds for Aegis to expire.
The top lane, EU Rejects. They've got the 3 of them hiding in the trees. Probably going to want to get out of this one. Jesse and J4 are out, and Shad, he'll soon be able to follow. He has got the TP. Looks like he's hovering around. Is he going to try and clear another wave up his Shad? It could be a bit risky.
I mean, he's got the ward. Like, he's kind of...
Yeah.
He's going to vibe check. Omi shows top and he might sneak out. Or he's... Yep, there we go. No, he's missed it. What's he up to, Shad? Come on. What are we doing, boss?
What's the plan? Is he going to go for the next wave?
He's just really intensely microing his current.
I mean, he's making sure, you know, he does indeed know everyone. And now he's going to see the DGG around this top push. He'll feel safe to go for the next wave.
That kind of feels like it, right? Tanner will power shot. He'll get the wave.
Yeah, okay, he'll get the... Oh, no. Okay, doesn't want to get the next wave. He actually wants to get back and be ready to join the fight here for the defense of the Tier 1.
Lycan just picked up a BKB.
Azantic is going to start things off with the setup onto the Viper. Chessie pots the BKB. They'll be able to bring down Omi. Azantic does end up going down. So Chessie go for MNT now in turn. Plebs trying to come in with the BKB, but already Shad's away with the Infest. They'll take out J4, but a buyback from Azantic comes into play. DGG then back off, but Tanner catching Plague with the Shackle. Azantic in with the Avalanche. They're taking down the Bloodseeker. See if they can catch MTD. MTD should be fine. He's still got to step in and dissimulate. Loading also out of there with the blink. Oh, Tanner! From the low ground there, the Shackle comes in, into the silence, the combo. They actually end up catching MTD.
They finally connected on their spells. It took them quite some time, but yeah. It's not often you see the 29-minute off-lane Tier 1 tower defense come in, but...
And it worked.
It worked wonders.
It did. They hold the tower, they push them back. Now, only cost them one buyback on Azantic, and Churwas is one of the cores. He's one of the poorer cores at this stage, so... Not the biggest of investments. Yeah, I'm more than happy with that.
Very much Azantic has accepted that he is just the initiator, right? That fight was near perfect. You've got the Avatos onto the Viper, bringing him into the Tier 1 tower. The Lycan's got a BKB, so he can just run through the middle of the fight. Everyone's getting pushed back by the Gale, the Bonds. Like, you couldn't ask for a better fight pretty much for EU Rejects. And it was just around the tower. Like,
check this out again.
So you have the toss back, Chessie instantly able to just run through the fight. You clean up the Viper. Like, there's no way with DGG's lineup they can take this fight.
No.
With their type of heroes. Your save's already been killed by the Marsty. Sure, Bloodseeker gets the kill, but he has to expend his BKB, and then Tanner beautifully positioned to get a nice Shackle shot there. And this was kind of my fear with EU. Oh, look at that little cut. Little jump cut to the next kill. Beautiful stuff. And perfect Shackle shot. And this was the one thing that EU Rejects could lean on in their draft, is they eventually do get tanky enough to survive DGG. It's now, how do they rebuttal the next fight they have? And they still have Golem. They didn't even use that.
They didn't. No, they're winning these fights with that. Over to the side, they get the jump. They're going to take out Loading immediately as he shows his face. See DGG, they're going to try and fight this one.
They'll like it just dead.
Leb has put the BKB. He'll turn over towards Shad, but the Glimmer's there. Shad, it's going to be okay. Infest into Tanner, and he's out and away. MTD thinking about chasing. And Sanic will try and jump back in with the combo, but the BKB's out from MTD, and there's a pause.
Oh, who's lagging?
Oh.
Okay, let's run the numbers right. MTD doesn't have Remnant. Azantic, instant go as well.
We're getting back on. See MTD push on with the BKB, and Azantic has been low. He'll try for the TP out, but they'll put a stop to it with the Dispose. They do manage to clean up a second core off the back of the defense here, DGG, and they're looking for more. Remnant in, grabs J4, holds him in the blood right. They'll pick up a third kill, so a solid punch back there from DGG.
And that was the point. I was like, how does EU Rejects do it?
Extra gold there as well, 250, that's a lot of money.
That was the real question I wanted to get answered by EU Rejects. After you win such a commanding fight, how do you then play the map, right? When you feel the momentum of the game might be shifting your way. And they demonstrated that they're a little bit too over-aggressive, right? The way that Chessie and his Lycan just plows behind the Tier 2 tower, gets ruptured, instantly dies. They aren't able to cleanly use their spells this time around. But it's because DGG, they're more spread. They're only offering up like a single hero. They're playing for their draft to be poke and prod.
There we go,
and this gives away the Roshan. This could have been EU Rejects Roshan with their heroes. The story of this game could have been completely different if they didn't try and look for that fight. But alas, DGG capitalized. I mean, the butterfly on the Bloodseeker.
Yeah, he's got the shard as well now from that Roshan.
He's going to be a happy lad. Well, Viper, though, not so happy.
He's got backup, and in fact, with the Force and Dispose to the side, they'll be able to keep him alive. It's Tanner trying to get away there. MTD was blocking him rather well. Looks like he'll still be able to run here as he turns, gets the Shackle off. Chessie, BKB just in time to dodge the Finger of Death damage, but he will still die here.
Gotta love Marcy, right? Viper looks like he's about to die, then yeet. Out of there.
And they could come in quite the push. They might be without loading. In fact, they're going to jump on Pleb. Pleb puts the BKB. Oh, is he?
Oh, God.
One hit away from dying there, Pleb. My goodness. He's lucky to get out there alive. Oh, Tanner nearly had him. Actually, there goes the TP out, Pleb. His BKB had come to an end. Nice try from Tanner, but won't get him. And yeah, Pleb, he was living on the edge there.
Rebound move speed, everybody. Not really. Stupid. Very stupid. Why is it so much? This Bloodseeker was meant to be dead.
Or J4.
Oh, he's pretty dead, yeah.
He's going down. Azantic has finally got his BKB, so he'll now feel, you know, that he can go for these initiations, and he'll have a chance of walking it off. There's the push now for DGG.
Right now, I feel like if you're EU Rejects, you're just scared to try and kill off this Bloodseeker. Sure, you nearly killed him there, but once he's covered by his entire team, being able to lock on that physical damage through the butterfly and enough control, it's a little bit difficult. Yeah, 20 seconds until Warlock's alive.
They're going to pop the ult here to speed up the push. But they are cautious with the respawn coming in soon.
Ooh, they're preemptively smoking up. Aegis still up for 3 minutes.
I mean, Zantic is already ready to try and get a look in from the side.
I shall reconsider your worth.
DGG, given the respect here to EU Rejects, they'll back off well in time.
Oh, and Pleb's actually completed the Abyssal Blade. Every time you click on him, he's picking up a big ticket item. Everyone on DG is so tanky. Triple BKBs, got Abyssal.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of amongst the chaos. Pleb has done an excellent job of really keeping himself ahead in farm. Well, fair, what, 300 CS. Actually, Shout's not too far behind. I guess sort of just the kill involvement there being the difference maker. 929 versus just the 5, 1, and 8.
Yeah, creep score-wise, he's only down by 30.
Yeah, it's not that
pretty
much
impressive.
different on the last hits, yeah.
Especially because he doesn't have like the accelerant to farm.
Yeah.
Doesn't have some Maelstrom Shore. Armlet Desert is pretty good, but still. Oh, look at the EU Rejects, so they're pinging this top. They're like, all right, guys, we'll go
try and force him back.
Yeah, they're going to force him back top, then initiate on the mid at the same time, potentially.
I don't know if DGG's going to feel the need to back off, though.
The Lycan's up there. You got the Boots of Bearing, an Ancient Creep, double catapult.
And it's going to be a decent push. And DGG, they'll definitely want to stick around to at least finish up the racks first mid. And these shackles from Tanner, pretty much catching every time. They've got the bash, MTD. He'll only just get himself out in time as he'll run. That tree's going to be chasing him, though. He's got the Resonant Pulse to protect him, and they do have...
Wait, the Warlock kill? Oh.
They'll keep him alive, only just, but that was close there.
Yeah, so DGG actually used Fortification as well in top lane, so that put a little bit of fear in Chessie's mind to TP back.
Yeah, they get the melee racks mid, and they don't lose anything themselves top.
But now there's no fortifications, so you get the wipe, you kill top tier 3, then go for tier 4s, EU Rejects, there's a chance to win this game.
And they have got the Golem, of course. So EU Rejects have got everything ready to go. We'll see it again here on the replay, that great escape here from MTD. As here comes the tree. Of course, you're not dodging that with the Astral Step. That will chase you. And that Resonant Pulse, that little bit of damage.
Oh, wait, no. He actually lived because the Deso minus armor eventually then faded out, ticked out. So he disengaged long enough so the Deso minus armor came back. Oh, that was actually...
Oh, you're right. That actually might have...
If he had the minus armor, he was dead.
Yeah.
I restore my connection to the void.
Ah, the EU Rejects. Atlantic, he's found the jump. He's in on a Pleb. He's in trouble. He'll put the BKB. He'll look to run. Again, getting that movement speed buff. And that will save him. Pleb's able to get out of the side, turns around with the rupture. Loading will end up fingering himself there. Down to the lows, it's thrown down onto Shat, but still the damage is enough to bring out the lifestealer. He's out of the game. Shat goes down. DGG, they'll look to push for more. Chessie caught by the stun. He'll also end up falling. Triple kill here for the Viper. Owned me. The one in charge of the cleanup this time. As the rest of EU Rejects, they'll try and run, but Loading hot on the chase. Catching Tanner here with the opening. And they'll have the further lockdown. They'll pass it over towards Ownme. He'll look to pick up another, but this time it'll be MTD getting that 4th kill out of the team fight for DGG. And yet really one spot again, Pleb, he's got out of sort of both of these situations, down to that movement speed buff from MNT. Literally like 1 hit away from dying 2 times now. This has been some excellent moves to keep their Bloodseeker alive.
You have to feel bad for EU rejects, right? Like twice you found Bloodseeker in a vulnerable position, and he's quick rebound. Whoops, sorry, just gonna BKB phases. Whoop, I'm out of the fight. Disengages far enough to then use his rupture.
Oh, now they're ready to dive
it's just
in.
food now.
J4's on his own. They're straight back in to look for the kill. He'll buy back. See what sort of a defense they can put up with the 2 of them. They'll have Tanner and a Xantic back in 10. MTD with a full Octarine complete.
Also, I really like Omi's build in this game. This Hurricane Pipe, BKB Manta, playing on the Dispel, the Fatal Bonds, and just play from a distance, right? You have Shard, minus attack. Like eventually you get lock onto a hero, like a Bloodseeker or a Void Spirit, you finally kill them. But meanwhile, you've taken like 2,000 damage from Viper, just chipping you down the entire time. Really is very potent. So no time there.
Vanished, but not gone.
Also the value of Manta, just non-stop pushing out these lanes, getting vision. Probably one of the most underrated things, or not underrated things, but one of the... It could be utilized a lot more potentially on some of these heroes that can pick up Manta and it doesn't feel too bad. Dota is a game all about vision and just having lanes pushed out. One that allows you to do it without any threat of you dying yourself. Satanic now complete on Bloodseeker. So not only has he been living on like a sliver of HP, now he's going to be able to use that move speed to lock onto a hero with a Satanic, get some right clicks off, heal back up. 21k lead, but still, DGG somewhat playing with the respect of we might get one-bug comboed that one time if their positioning is really bad.
I think it's understandable, you know, considering what EU rejects have been able to pull out in sort of the opening, you know, the first 35 minutes of this game. They've been putting up a really good fight, and it's definitely not been as easy as maybe DGG would expect, or maybe sort of any team would expect, right, coming into this matchup against a squad that says, you know, we're not scrimming anymore, we're taking a bit of a different vibe for the rest of the tour because it's just not been working out. They've been putting up quite the challenge here in this game.
Yeah, just to give context, EU Rejects, they also were playing other tournaments, and they conceded those, and they just continued playing DPC for their commitment, right, of not wanting to back out of DPC. So this is literally the only game they're playing in.
Quick reaction there from Shad. We'll be able to jump in the creep and get out of this. He'll try and run. They'll drop the golem on the back lines. Chessie, he's going to look towards the supports. He's in with the BKB. Shad, he's had his creep taken away from him. And Xantic taking the focus over towards himself instead. Goes in with the BKB, will fall. See if they can get the jump for Chessie. Chessie gets dragged back there by the Dispose into the finger. They'll take out the 2 of them, DGG, and they'll be ready to get the push back on down the mid. And in fact, by the looks of it, straight towards the tier 4s here with Xantic and Chessie down. Chessie will buy back. Xantic, though, he is out for the 50 seconds. Short on the money here for the buyback. Look at it. Straight in MTD. He's in with the Distillate stun. He'll get the follow-up stun on to Shad. Even with the Dispose, Shad's going to try and fight back through the rage, but he's got to back off and heal up. Chessie's caught outside of the fountain. That's 3 dead. No buybacks left on those 3. As DGG, with that said and done, should have the space here to close this one out.
Yep, and there it is. GG. DGG, just really nice itemization throughout this game. Positioning as well. MNT on his Mastery, always ready to help out the Bloodseeker. MTD doing a Hurricane Pipe Manta build, very exciting.